Good morning, everybody. Joe Chacho here. Today we're going to talk about the uncomfortable situation of asking for a referral. The reason I'm saying uncomfortable because it's just amazing the amount of agents I talk to who are just scared, petrified, don't know how to ask for a referral. So one of those topics we talk about, and I just want to go a little bit more in detail today. Don't want to have the call that long, yet I get tired of buying leads. I just get tired of spending money. Joe, my direct mail's not working. Joe, my phone leads aren't working. Those Facebook leads are not working. Joe, it's just, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Well, what ends up happening is that your mind starts to play games with you. And what happens is that you're focusing on the bad and not the good. When you sit back and you think about the amount of leads you got to buy, the amount of sales you got to make money, is there a way to add to your bottom line without spending money? You can do seminars. You can go to older folks' facilities and ask if you can do some type of Medicare Advantage speech, some type of talking about final expense. So there's always ways for you to find ways to make additional money. Yet what ends up happening is that we just don't know where to go. So what we're going to talk about today is just referrals as another stream of income for you to generate money that's only going to cost you time to ask. So we're going to kind of talk about the how, the when, the where, and the why you should ask for referrals. You know, where do you ask for a referral at? You know, Joe, do I say it when I walk in? Do I say it when I leave? Every agent has their own style. So again, what we're going to talk about today, here's my disclaimer. This is the way I've done it. So what we're going to talk about the way I've done it, the way you can do it, and you're going to pick out the way that you feel most comfortable, because you're the one that's got to walk in your shoes and you got to feel comfortable in your skin when you're speaking with somebody on when to ask and when to request for a referral. I've done it a couple different ways. Where I ask for it is when I'm sitting with a client, is option number one. Option number two is if you're doing phone sales. Option number three is that if you're calling a client you have already to see if you can revisit them and they tell you no, you may then ask, is there anybody that I can get in contact with to share the same information that I've given you? So there's numerous ways you can do it. So let's talk about, you go into a house, you're visiting with somebody, and you are there to speak to them. When do I ask for a referral? When is the proper time? When is the correct time? Again, everybody's got their own style. I've done it sometimes when I am in the middle of writing down the different options, the $10,000 for the $50 a month. I've got prearranged papers already made up for everybody. Good morning, Henry. Hold on, I got it. Hold on. I've got prearranged papers made, so when I go to somebody's house, I'm gonna pull it out. Now, I like doing it sometimes when I'm writing down the prices. I sometimes like doing it at the end. I sometimes like doing it when I'm delivering a policy. So I feel every situation is different based on the client you're dealing with, whether they have kids running around the house, if the TV's on, if they got people coming in and out of the house. A lot of variables that you've got to sit and find out which one is the best for you. So let's talk about it when we're writing down the prices. We all should use a planning worksheet where you give the people different options to pick from, where they got something to look at in front of them and they're going to say, okay, yeah, I think I want this one here. But what ends up happening is that when you are writing these prices down, you feel they're staring at you, and what it does is sometimes makes you feel uncomfortable that you've got to rush. So instead of putting down enough options from to pick from, you pick just one because they're looking at you and you feel you got these big old eyes that are burning a hole in the top of your skull, and you feel that I got to get it done quick. So I saw and think, I said, what can I do when I'm writing down these different quotes, options, proposals to the people? Because I like showing 5 of them. Another call, okay? So I said to myself, what I can do is, ma'am, while I'm writing down these different ideas from you, the information I've given you, has it been, adequate to where you feel that it's something that you like and all that? And they're going to go, well, yeah, Joe's been good so far. I said, good. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that I would like to help. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a piece of paper while I'm writing down the different programs for you. If you can write down the people that you feel that can benefit from the information I've given you, and hopefully I can help them. Go to my briefcase, pull out a couple papers. I've got 5 on each one. I hand it to them. It's got name, address, city, zip code, phone number, and I even put down email. They may even know their email. And I hand it to them and say, fill out all the people you know, and then when I get through going over this with you, then I'm going to go a little bit more in detail on what I can have you do to help me help me. They look at you, and sometimes they'll fill it out, and sometimes they don't. What I want to say before you go any further is that everybody is not going to give you a referral. They're not going to do it. They're going to say, I don't know nobody, and they do know people, but yet they don't want to put their friends in an uncomfortable situation. So what I like to do is say, listen, what we're going to do is that if you can write down some names of folks that I can get a hold of to share this free information with, and then what would help me out to where your friends know who I am, that they're your friends, if you don't mind calling them and telling them that I'm going to contact them to give them some information that may be valuable to them. So you want the person you're speaking with to feel comfortable giving it to you, to where they're not actually per se throwing their friend under the bus by getting a blind phone call from you. And it's much easier if they call that referral, so when you call, they already know who you are. Because now you got to convince them, yeah, I left Mary's house on 12th Street, she gave me your number, and they're on the phone saying, I don't know why she gave me that damn number, I don't want to talk to nobody about this here, I've already got coverage, okay? That's why I like door knocking the referrals, not calling them, because now you can dance a little bit at the door. Option 1, to do it when you're writing down the prices. Option 2 is when you're through with the sale. You've done the sale, you've wrapped it up, your book is closed, everything is done. You're doing the close, the cool down, and you're happy with everything. All the information I gave you, I like to go through the process. What was the name of the carrier? What's the face amount? What's the premium amount? When should your first premium be coming out of your account? And say, okay, I'm almost done. I've got just one more little small question / favor to ask you. Since you trusted me to do all of this stuff for you today, who do you know that I can give the same information to help them out to relieve the stress that they had? And what you're going to tell them is that you're going to relieve whatever stress that client told you when you walked into the house. If they said, Joe, I sent this card in because I don't want my kids to be burdened with this expense, you're going to sit and say, are there any friends or neighbors or family members that I can contact that I can relieve the stress from their kids as I've done with you? You want to relate to why they sent the card in, to where they get that little warm, fuzzy feeling again on what you did to help them, to where they're more wanting to share with you some names and phone numbers of people. Take a step backwards, they're all not going to give it to you, so you cannot get upset when they don't give it to you. The more you ask, the more you shall receive. The third way that I've done it is that I've actually delivered the policies, okay? I think everybody in this business who's brand new should deliver every policy to where you can resell it to the client to avoid a possible chargeback. When you become a groomed agent, from there, I would still deliver the larger policies. Now, if you're getting 25, 30 leads a week, sometimes you don't have time to go back and deliver policies because you worked on the east side of town, now you're working on the west side of town, and you can't do it. Yet, I used to kind of make my way around towards the day, kind of like I just want to mess around. I don't want to door knock today. I don't want to make no sales today. I want to go back to solidify the deal, go over the actual application policy that the person bought from me. From there, I'm reselling it, possible less chargebacks, and then at that time, go through the process What about if I can help some of your friends out and go through the same routine of why they sent the paper in, and then do the same type of close to them to get some names? What's the better time to do it? Your decision. What's the easiest way to do it? Your decision. I'd recommend you to try all three of them. While you're doing the paperwork for the pricing, while you're at the close, while you're at the cool down, not close, while you're at the cool down, then deliver some policies and do it then, and see which one is more comfortable for you. I wish there was just one way to do everything. It'd make life so easy and simple. Yet, we've got men, women, older folks, younger folks, people that are left-handed, people that are right-handed. Everybody's brain functions in a different way, and we process things in a different way. So we've got to discuss different ways to do it, and then from there, based on the way your mind processes, your comfort zones, you got to do it the way you feel is most proper to generate money for you. Now, here's another way to ask for referrals. Let's say you got your leads have come in, and you just had one of those spectacular weeks. You got 20 leads in on Saturday, things are going fantastic. You call Saturday afternoon, you call Sunday afternoon, you make appointments, you book everything out Monday, Tuesday, and a half day Wednesday. You've made 5 or 6 sales, you've had 5 or 6 no's, you got people that aren't home, and you go, oh my God, Joe, what do I do Thursday and Friday? I've got nothing to do. If I don't work, I feel guilty. This is what I'm going to recommend you to do. Go back to the houses from that week, the week before, and the week before that you were unable to see, and try to see those people there. If the people are not home, their schedule is different, I'm going to recommend you to knock on the doors, the left and the right of the home, and the 3 houses across the street. You call that the I formation, you call it the T formation, you call it clover leafing, you call it walking neighborhoods. I call it generating activity. The more activity we can generate, the more opportunity we have to make a presentation, for somebody to like us, and for somebody to buy something from us. When you're knocking on the door, you're going to say, listen, my name is Joe. One of your neighbors has sent this card in. You probably sent one in also. I thought I'd just come by and see if I could visit with you today. I don't need it. I don't want it. Blah, blah, blah. I totally understand. I've been doing this for 23 years, and a lot of times when people like you who may not need it, who may already have it, their kids have it, they've already got money saved, I can assume that there's probably somebody that you know that I can possibly help. Would you like me to give somebody, your neighbor, your friend, or family member, some free information to where they've got something to look at, to where hopefully they can be in the same situation you're in, and to be kind of like worry-free? Joe, that's kind of hard to do. Joe, I don't know if I can do it. Joe, why are you telling me to do that, Vic? Well, I'm telling you to do it because now we come into the why. Why should I do a referral? A referral is a way to make money. We've got a new gentleman that just started working with us. He went out yesterday on some aged leads, and never really done insurance before, yet is in sales, has a great personality, he's a big boy, and we just started talking, and I said, I just want you just to think about the things that you know about life insurance. Just speak about certain things, level premiums, level face, etc. The lead he went out on is a lead he had. It was an older, he got from a friend of his, an older lead. Lead was 3 years old. Went to a lady's house. She had a policy. He talked to her, put her into a new policy. She was so happy with the job he did. He says, ma'am, is there anybody that you may know that I can help? She says, yes, I can. I'd like for you to talk to my neighbor next door. As a matter of fact, my son, I think, needs a policy. So he goes next door, speaks to the lady next door. She says, yes, I want to see you, but I can't see you today. When you come back, I have a son that I want to sit down because him and I both need some type of coverage. So let's think about this here. a 3-year lead, made a sale, spoke to the neighbor next door based on a referral the lady gave him. She wants to buy insurance for her son, and the lady that he took care of says, I want you to take care of my son also. All because he had the guts to ask. And that's what it takes, guys, is guts. It's not that it's hard. What happens is that what plays between those two ears in your brain can either make you or break you. You can't sit and say, well, Joe, some of the stuff you talked about today, I just don't agree with. I don't want to do it. I want to hear this here. Joe, out of all the stuff you talked about today, I picked up 1, 2, 3 nuggets that I know is going to make me money. Positive mindset, a positive thought will have a positive production, a positive output. We got to learn to put your mind in a positive process because that's what's going to make you money. What happens is that little bitty brain in your head starts telling you that's too hard, that's too scary, what are they going to say, what's going to happen, I've never done this before. You're going to self-destruct yourself before you even do it. So I'm asking you, I'm requesting you, I'm encouraging you just to try it. It's not hard. It may be a little scary, maybe a little uncomfortable, it may be getting out of your comfort zone, which we all go through that. I went through that there. Yet once I did it, and I continued to do it over and over, it got easier and easier. Think about the first door you had to doorknob. I was petrified. I said, my God, what if? So what happens, you start thinking about all of these negative thoughts of what's going to happen, instead of saying, oh, the person's probably going to be nice, or probably going to be happy to see me. Who knows? Recommendation. Keep a little chart in your car, okay? Keep a little piece of paper on just referrals. Start this up today. Put down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, put the days that you work. Put down how many referrals people you asked, how many they gave you. Out of the ones they gave you, who did you contact with that answered, said yes, no, whatever. How many presentations you made, how many sales you made, and then how many referrals you got from your referrals, okay? And what's going to happen is going to make it more like a game for you. I've got this many people. What I'm going to do, Joe, my goal this week here is to get 15 referrals. 15, not 5, not 50. I'm going to get 15 of them. So if you guys get 15 leads a week or 20 leads a week, they may give you none, some people may give you 2, some people may give you 3. So your initial goal is to get 15 referrals a week. Challenging? Possibly. Possible to do? Yes, it is. Out of those 15 people, you say you got 15. Find out how many people you spoke to get those 15. And have like a little track, a little chart of what you do. Because what it's going to do is going to encourage you. Do I need to ask for more people because I'm not making any sales? Do I need to ask the same amount of people? How much time do I have? And the more time you guys do clover leafing, the T formation, the I formation, knocking on doors, getting your knees a little bit bloodied up, okay? Get punched in the nose a couple times. It's okay. You pull out your handkerchief, wipe your nose, you'll be fine. What you're going to see is that it costs you absolutely no money to ask for a referral. And when something costs you no money for referral other than running your jaws, talking a little bit, spending, let's say, $5 a week in gas with an opportunity to make a sale and make $500, $600, $700 in commission, to me that's almost a no-brainer to get off your butt, get some guts, and go out there and do it. With that said, keep track of it. The why is to make money. The when is either during your presentation when you're doing the pricing, at the end when you're doing your cool down, or when you're delivering a policy. Where do you do it? In front of the client. If you're doing a phone sale, do it on the phone. If you're on the phone with a client that's an existing client, ask them at that time if they need anything, and just try it. Do I expect you to make 15 referrals the first week? Yes. You know why? Because every one of you got the eye of the tiger. You want to make money. You want a different stream of income. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit and say, today's the day that I'm going to make some changes in the way I do my business. I'm happy where I'm at, but yet I want to make more money. I want to end up the fourth quarter stronger than before, and I want to go into quarter one of 2020 on fire. So with that said, guys, hit them hard, ask for referrals, ask for more referrals, knock on doors, get punched a couple times around. What I will promise you is that you will make sales and you will be happy and you'll feel more comfortable the more and more you do it. Make it a great day, drive safe, and as always, we appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.